taxi associations that are planning to hike their fares. Chriselda Lewis is in a taxi, as you can see, in Alexandra, I understand, with the very latest. Chriselda, very good morning to you once again.
Well, Blaine, thank you very much once again. We're broadcasting live inside this taxi, which is headed from Alexandra. You would see here next to me some of the commuters who are on their way to go about doing their daily business. What I've also managed to do was to also ask some of the chairpersons of the two taxi associations who we know will be the first to hike their prices come the 15th of June. Now, you would know that the breaking news story that we told you about a few moments ago was that 176 taxi associations here in Johannesburg, which are under Santaco, as well as Top 6, say they are going to hike their prices, the taxi fare, come the 15th of June. And the first ones, of course, were the Alexandra Taxi Association and Amster. So those would be the taxis from Alexandra to Sandton. So Alexandra and Sandton, just to paint a demographic for those who might not know, it's literally a stone's throw away from each other. So come the 15th of June, if you'd paid 11 Rand for a trip to Sandton, you'd be paying about 30 Rand. So we're talking about a hike of about 172. So 176 taxi associations in Johannesburg will hike their prices by 172%. And the taxi associations are saying they have absolutely no choice. They've been hard hit by the effects of the coronavirus. And at this point, they feel that they need to do something. So this is something that's really, commuters are going to start feeling the pinch, in particular here in Johannesburg. We do know now that this will apply in Johannesburg. Let me chat to one of the commuters as well about how she feels about this. It's going to cost an arm and a leg for you to get around. Mama, siyabonga kakhulu ngesikhathi sakho. Uzizwa kanjani wena mama ukuthi iprice yama taxi isezonyuka manje and hayi sezonyuka kakhulu ke manje?
Yakho mnandi ngempela because ayikho imali nesiholayo. Amatekisi menyuka kakhulu kuzosho ukuthi asisezukudla endlini. Khona manje besicabanga nokuthi kushuthi kumele sivuke ngo4 sambe ngeenyawo because asizukwazi uku-afforda. So it's too bad.
Siyenze kakhulu nalento ye coronavirus mama ukuthi nespace etaxini phela anikho baningi abantu abagibelayo. So uya kuphi manje mawuya emsebenzini uhamba isikhathi sini mase ubona ukuthi manje angeke ukhona uku-afford ukuthi usozohamba ngenyawo ke manje?
Njengamanje ngivuma ngo-past 6 endlini manje emsebenzini. Kusho ukuthi manje kusekumele ngiphume ngo-5 or 20 to 5 kanjalo ukuze ngifike emsebenzini ngesikhathi.
Ngapho ukudla kuyadura?
Ngapho ukudla kuyadula. Uyabona nje impilo inzima kakhulu ngecorona le esingayazi ukuthi ibuyaphi, kunzima ngempela. Siyacela nje impela engathi ngaba khona nje impela abasiza ngakho ngoba ngeke sikwazi ngempela uku-afforda amatekisi ngendlela osekuyiyo nje.
This one commuter Blaine, basically I think painting a picture of what will be the general sentiment, indicating that it's going to be increasingly difficult. She's going to have to consider walking to work now, and that means you're going to have to wake up extra early in order to get up and go to work. She says it's very hard. I mean, there's the issue of food prices, which are extremely high. One is going to have to stretch much deeper in their pockets in order to be able to afford getting on a taxi and going where you need to go to. In particular, those who have to go to work and make that money. We know, of course, the economy is not doing too well. The coronavirus is something that has affected every single individual, and the taxi associations are saying it's affected them too. And unfortunately, those who are going to pay the price for that are going to be the commuters, because the taxi associations say they can no longer now sit and not do something about it. Mama, masize kuwe wena uzizwa kanjani ukubona nokuthi uphethe sanitizer yakho lama?
Yebo ngiphethe ngoba yiye sisebenza manje. Isimo sinzima kakhulu. Namanje njengoba siyenza namateksi ayakhuphuka nokudla kukhuphukile. Manje asazi ukuthi kumele senze njani. Sicela ugovernment asibonelele for ukuthi kwenzeke njani for emateksini ukuthi engezukwazi ukuthi nawo ekwazi ngoba phela nawo the way awenza ngakhona alambile. Sicela ukuthi ugovernment ahlise akwazi ukuthi abuyisele okungenani amateksi esimene okuyiso sizokwazi ukuthi nathi sikwazi ukuthi lozuke esiwuholayo sikwazi ukuthi nathi ukwazi ukuthi sisupport abantwana abasenabo nobaba yithi esiphethe imizi.
This commuter saying things are hard. Government has to find a plan because the taxi associations don't have any other option but to increase their fares. You see, we're really trying to maintain, that physical distancing, Blaine. And this would give you a picture as well. I mean, before coronavirus, this taxi would be full. There would be at least some kind of money that would be made by these taxi associations, something to pay off their cars, something to put food on the table. But now having to adhere to protocols of not filling up this taxi, for example, that hits the pocket hard. Let's chat now to the taxi associations, which will begin this process. Vusi Mayaba is with the Alexandra Taxi Association. He's the chairperson there. And Tate Mayaba, thank you very much for your time. I think over the weekend, many were shocked that a trip from Alex that cost 30 Rand. You say you've got no choice.
Thank you. Good day to the viewers as well. Look, we also, the members of the community, before we taxi owners, whatever the pitch they're feeling, we're also feeling it. Prices of roadworthy testing stations, they've gone up, pass have gone up. We're not only dealing with fuel in here, as people would call it. Why? When petrol is going down, are you going to go down? No, we are bound to increase our prices at any time to cover our expense. It is going to happen on the 15th of June, on Monday next week. Prices are beginning to become higher.
I can understand that you've been very hard hit by the coronavirus. What has government said to you? I know, stringent measures were put in place, including what we're doing here now. There are very few people in this taxi so that we can practice physical distancing. There was also a period where when the lockdown started, you were severely hit. That continues. What is government saying to you? Do you get a sense that you feel comforted by what they are saying now?
Not at all, because I remember on the 1st of May, during the level 4, the Minister of Transport, Mr. Mbalula, he was asked by you guys, what is he doing for the taxi industry? He said he's coming the following week, of which it never happened. 3 weeks back again, he was at Ivory Park. He promised to speak to our leaders. It never happened. Last week on Saturday, he was on national TV again, saying we will come to speak to the taxi people. He's not doing it at all. Look, we don't want much from the government. The 5 to 6 passengers that were taken out from our vehicles, that's exactly our profit. We just want them to help us with that. We can maintain our own. We've been doing that for years. Just that period of what you call COVID-19, we don't know when is it going to end. We really need some help. So now this is the only way we can do it to get the business going.
All right. Blaine, just to tell you where I am now, I'm in Sandton. So from where I was in Alexandra, truth of the matter is I didn't pay for this taxi ride, but if I had to pay for it, I was going to pay $30. 30 Rand come the 15th of June. So let me also bring in one of the other taxi associations, Mulefi Mukeletsi, who's with AMSTA, one of the other taxi associations, together with the Alexandra Taxi Association, who will be the first to be implementing this. And thank you so much for your time. You're also saying, together with your colleague from the Alexandra Taxi Association, you have absolutely no choice.
Good morning, viewers. I concur with what my colleague has said. We have been compliant all along with the regulations of COVID-19, with even others that were required by the government from the taxi industry, like that of taxi recapitalization. You complied with it. And now, ever since the lockdown kicked in, now it's almost 76 days. The pronouncement was made, I think it's 30 days ago, if not 40. And so far, we as the industry are feeling that we are being marginalized. As my colleague has said, the profits that we're making have been taken away from us, which is that of those 5 passengers. And we are pleading with the government to come on board in assisting us in also ensuring, in honoring the promise that he has made to the industry, that he will come in with a relief fund so as to ease the burden that our members are feeling. I know the implementation is not being accepted well from the communities or commuters, but we had no choice. Imagine having a member having 10 cars that are on hire purchase. That member is earning now 200 rands a day, of which that person used to make 500 rands. If you can play the numbers, you'll understand the position that as an industry had to take. But all in all, we are also saying, please, please, bear with us. We had no choice in doing what we are doing. Come the 15th, fares will go up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ndate Molefe Mwekeleti, who's with AMSTA. Blaine, one of the taxi associations that's together with the Alexandra Taxi Association that will be hiking prices. In total, you have, as I indicated, 76 taxi associations in Johannesburg that will be hiking their prices. Their taxi fares come the 15th of June. Not much time to go, but of course, you know you're going to have commuters that are going to express concern about this. Everyone's going through a very difficult time. But then on the other hand, the associations say, look, we've been holding on for this long. There's not much we can do. The commuters are also saying, we've taken a knock. Some of us have lost our jobs. This will require you, if you start work at 6 o'clock, if you're going to walk from Alexandra to Sandton, you're going to have to wake up much earlier. So there's clearly going to be some kind, or needs to be some kind of a stakeholder togetherness that's going to happen here. I'll try and get some of these questions posed to the Transport Minister, Fikile Mbalula, as well, because I do understand that he did caution and call on the taxi associations not to hike their prices too much. But if they're sitting on the one hand and saying there's not much they can do, they're going to lose their vehicles. The coronavirus has also hit them quite hard, the effects thereof, then it's going to be very difficult for them, and bearing the brunt of it all is certainly going to be these commuters. So if you talk about where I am from now, Alexandra to Sandton, this is where I'm just near Sandton City. Yes, near Sandton City. I would have had to pay $30 come the 15th of June. And I really suspect that it's going to be a very difficult task for everyone. I don't think many people at this stage are able to stretch their hands any deeper into their pockets. So it's going to be very interesting to watch how this one unfolds. You've got the taxi bosses on the one hand saying it's tough times for us, and the commuters are saying help us out, Blaine.
Yeah, it's a ripple effect, isn't it? I mean, COVID-19 has changed the way we do things in such a dramatic way. I mean, that lady in front there holding that bottle of sanitizer, Chriselda, 5 months ago, that would have looked strange. Now it doesn't look strange anymore. It is the new normal. I digress a bit. Chriselda Lewis bringing us the breaking news story with regards to 176 taxi associations in Johannesburg set to increase their taxi fares, and she gave us a number by 172% there. Chriselda Lewis bringing us all sides of the story there. Thank you very much indeed for your great reporting.